doing well. Because Ebola Tinubu is doing well too. Those who have triggered the alley politics and the perdition of coalition, suddenly, just don't pay them any attention. They are the political IDPs. Don't give them a home. The hope is here. Sule is doing well. We will support whatever a Governor Sule brings about to work harder for the prosperity and renaissance of Nasarawa State. That's what we stand for. I'm not geared for what they try to pull on me, only political campaign. But who is a politician who will keep quiet when the gangsterism are forming a coalition to unseat themselves?
We gave them a good fight. And then after that, we thought things would go on fine, actually. Because I remember vividly that Tinubu, the governor of Lagos, the current minister of defense, and who else, came to, Tinubu called me to say he wants to come and meet with myself, Amechi, and so we agreed. And at that time, I remember I was to go for Hajj.
You had to go for?
Hajj.
Okay, right.
And so the president said, look, we want you to come on board and let's work together. And we agreed. And then we agreed that we will meet after I come back. And that meeting did not hold. That was how they abandoned Amici.
Right.
So it's not his fault.
So that's where the simmering anger is coming from, isn't it?
Yeah, and you know, as you see, Amici worked for the president. I can tell you that.
You mean after he lost? He then
after he lost,
sort of started working.
He was part of the PCC.
Right.
And our team, like Burate, the former IG, and many others, joined hands. Rufai was supposed to be on our side. Somehow, you know, he moved over, and I think these are part of the things that are annoying him or frustrating. I think
when you say he moved off, what do you mean?
He was on our side.
Yeah. You said he was supposed to be on your side.
Yeah, I'm at his side.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
So after Tinubu was nominated...
No. Before Tinubu was nominated,
right,
he made up his mind to support Tinubu.
Okay.
And Tinubu, as he rightly said,
right,
that he should not leave and that he should come on board. So, since then, I've not been that to Rufai.
Right.
Because he abandoned our group. You understand? Went to support Tinubu fully.
Right.
And, you know, he really mobilized, he did a lot of. Then, you know, Tinubu is there, asked him to join the government. But somehow, up to now, Charles, I don't understand what happened, you know.
You mean between
them? Yeah, but that is not my business. And I was there sometimes say, okay, you did that to us, so. but
it's payback.
It's a payback to yourself.
Right.
But I cannot understand up to now. I was the chief whip. Rufai came to the chamber and we almost like asked him to take a bow and go, or even to just lay out some plans.
Right. That is after he had been
And
nominated as minister.
Yes. And I told you, I'm not a Rufai's fan or friend or anything, but truth must be told. You see, that was where Mr. President got it wrong. You don't form your government with dependence. And most of it is the president is a kingmaker, remember? So when the kingmaker becomes a king, then there's a problem which he must identify himself, so that he can have people that will stand up to him and tell him the truth. This is now what is lacking in this government. And when I said, and I still stand on it until there is a change, the government of Tinubu is dominated by kakistocrats and kleptocrats. I don't want to even respond to Bayo, where you say it's a lone wolf.
That's Bayo Onanuga, the presidential spokesman.
Bayo Onanuga is just in Nigeria. He is a domestic staff to the president. I am a senator 4 times. How dare he calls me, but I'm happy he called me lone wolf.
All right. Just watched where the president was in Nasarawa, was taken from another television station, I think Channels Television, and the audio also from another television station. It is important that we give them the credit. Now, good evening and thanks for joining us on Political Lens. I am Chukwuma Okoro. We are broadcasting on Metro SLTV channel 264. On YouTube, we are Voice of the People Television, and on other social media platforms, we are VOP Live. Now, join the conversation by calling in or sending WhatsApp messages to the number showing on your screen. The number is 0904-473-2605. Feel free to ask the guests constructive questions, and I promise you that your voice will be heard. On the show today, 2027 vice presidential slot. Shettima out, Barau in, as Jittery President Tinubu insults coalition calls them internally displaced politicians. Now, let's kick into the show. Political juggling for who becomes the running mate to President Tinubu in 2027 heightens amid rumors that some powerful elements are pressing the president to drop Vice President Kashim Shettima in 2027. Or one of the prominent names touted as a replacement for Shettima is Deputy Senate President Barau from the Northwest Zone. While speaking on Wednesday at a press conference on the forthcoming zonal public hearings on constitutional review, Barau said that while he would prefer not to be dragged into discussions over who may become President Bola Tinubu's running mate in 2027, he will gladly accept any responsibility the president assigns him. Whatever the president asks me to do, I will do it 100%. Now, that is Jibrin Barau speaking. He urged those pushing for his vice presidential bid to focus instead on supporting the president's agenda. Bringing this issue up is quite premature, according to him. That's why I told these groups, frankly, I don't know them. I thank them for believing in me. But I told them, look, instead of wasting your energy on things that are not relevant now, channel your resources to support the president. When the time comes, we'll all play politics. But this time is for governance. Mr. President is my political father. You'll be surprised if I tell you what he has done for me and my people. So whenever he asks me to do something, when the time comes, I'll do it. I am very loyal to him. Now, this is the Deputy Senate President, Barau Jibrin speaking. Well, he credited President Tinubu for resolving intra-party issues in Kano, ensuring his return to the Senate in 2023, and supporting his emergence as Deputy Senate President. So if the time comes and he says, I want you to work for me, I will say, thank you, sir, and I will do it. Oh, well, meanwhile, President has taken a deep jab at opposition elements that are working to form a coalition to unseat him in 2027. Tinubu described those at the forefront of forming a coalition to unseat him ahead of 2027 presidential election as persons who have been internally displaced politically. He spoke during his state visit to Nasarawa State on Wednesday when he inaugurated projects and urged his supporters not to pay attention to his political opponents as they were in a coalition to unseat themselves. Just don't pay them any attention. They are political IDPs. Don't give them a home. The hope is here. That's the president that spoke. Well, in another related development, former Senate Chief Whip Senator Alin Dume has opened a window into what transpired in the immediate aftermath of the 2023 general elections and gave reasons why former Governor Samechi and El-Rufai are against Tinubu in 2027, saying that Tinubu abandoned them after they helped him into office. He went further to describe the president's team as mere kleptocrats who have nothing to offer to the nation. Well, let's bring in our guests as we are joined in the studio here in Lagos by Barrister Darlington Agommo, a political affairs analyst, and his VOP in-house analyst, by the way. Good evening, Barrister Darlington Agommo, and good to have you on Political Lens.
Good evening, Mr. Cole. How are you?
I'm very well. We appreciate your presence.
With my pleasure.
Okay, big time. Now, let's get into it. Barrister, Shettima out, Jibrin in. Northeast out, Northwest in. Borno out, Kano in. Same Muslim ticket, still cornered. North Central missing again. Barrister, what do you think?
Thank you, Mr. Okoro. For now, I think these are speculations because in time to come, we may see the clearer picture. In fact, things will begin to take shape by 2026. That's when we know who will go and who will be in. But for now, I think that these things are speculations because APC have not done their convention. Is that not true?
Okay.
I think after the convention, things will begin to take shape. But right now, they are still speculating and permutating. But based on that, it will be very wrong for Tinubu to go for another Muslim ticket. Because the one we had in his first term, he didn't favor us. I did not even favor him. I don't know why he wants to take another risk at a Muslim ticket. He can see where it ended and where it landed him. So if you want to take that route, then he's not the so-called Mr. Strategist they call him. I don't see why he should make that move when there are so many Christians in the north. You and I know the relationship between Tinubu and the core north.
Okay.
They told him that they have nothing to do with him. They made it clear.
They told him that they had nothing to do with him, but they put him there.
In the second term. That
okay, second term.
That 2027, they should count them out. They will not give him their vote. They made it clear and they put it into action. That is why no northern governor have defected to APC. I mean, a northern governor of another party.
Okay.
None of them have defected to APC. You think it's for nothing? Have you not asked yourself that question? It is only people from the southeast, south. So what is it that these people from the southeast and south are seeing that the people from the north are not seeing? What is it? It shows that the north, when they come to power and politics, they speak with one voice, irrespective of party. So having seen all this handwriting on the wall, why would Tinubu make the same mistake that brought him where he is today? Okay, why is he not agreeing with Shettima? What happened?
Okay, all right, Barrister.
When they built their house.
Okay, before we get into the Muslim ticket and his disagreements with Shettima, you said like we are merely speculating. Now let's create a what-if scenario because we also understand that a lot of horse trading, goes behind, a lot of maneuvering, a lot of intrigues before the convention that you talked about. Because the convention looks more like window dressing. The actual work has been done behind. Now, the what-if scenario now is assuming it eventually happens that Shettima is out and Jibrin comes in. Is he not going to play the Northeast against the Northwest in all of this? Now, that brings us to the issue of the North Central that you talked about. And even between the Northeast and the Northwest, does it look like there's no Christian that is capable of running as vice president?
Exactly what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying. But the thing is that whether Northeast is playing against Northwest or Northwest is playing against Northeast.
No, the president or the APC playing against both zones.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That
you recall what happened when they went to endorse the president in the Northeast and Shettima's name was missing, and you saw the reaction. So eventually they go to endorse him in the Northwest, and all of a sudden Jibrin springs up in Kano. And mind you, both states, Kano and Borno State, both of them have some kind of massive electoral weight in the north. What do you think will play out in the event? What in the scenario that happens that, look, Shettima is out and Jibrin is in?
Mr. Okoro, what you are just saying now would have been possible if the entire north are in good terms with Tinubu for now. When Baba Ahmed have made it clear and even pulled out of his government, and this other person too left, that he doesn't want to be part of a one party state and all that. What do you think is going? And these are heavyweights in the north. So, like I told you, whenever it comes to things like this, the north are united though. Whether you belong to APC or PDP, a Labour Party or any other party, when they have taken a decision, everybody will fall in line. I ask you again, why is it that no other governor from the north, from another party, have run into APC? Have you asked yourself that question? No, is it not important we interrogate that? That will tell you that the north have taken a position, irrespective of whatever Tinubu is doing now. Okay. They want to tell him that no, they know this more than him. That's the truth. So
does it clearly show that the entire north is against the president?
I mean, they made it clear. Not is does it clearly. They made it clear, and from all indication, they are standing by what they said. That's the truth.
Okay, now, Barrister, let's move on. Jibrin has said that President Tinubu is his political father and that he's loyal to him, will do anything he asks him to do. More like reinforcing and amplifying what we have always heard from Godswill Akpabio, the Senate President. Does it look like Shettima's possible ouster has anything to do with disloyalty or what? And like the other time I spoke with you about this, and like the president had 3 deputy governors while he was in Lagos State. You know, he had 3 deputies. Are we seeing a replay of that as a result of people being disloyal to him, or is it because he wants to take charge and control of everything and these people don't allow him to be all of that, more like a behemoth, political behemoth, wherever he is? Does it look like Shettima has been somehow disloyal to the president? Is that part of his problem?
If you check, and that is one of the... Anyway, I can't blame Tinubu because Shettima was imposed on him. Tinubu did not choose Shettima. It was imposed on him.
How so?
Yes. Count down to 2023. That was part of the condition to get the northern vote. That's the truth. Shettima was imposed on Tinubu. He didn't choose him.
So who do you think Tinubu wanted to use as his VP before Shettima was foisted on him? Can you recall the person that...
No, that one is not necessary, even though I know the person.
Okay.
But what happened is that Tinubu just managed to choose Shettima just to placate the north. But then, the behavior and character of the average northern politician is the same. Remember, this same thing happened between Atiku and Obasanjo. They don't like hero worship, especially if you are from the Fulani stock. They always like to be independent-minded.
Shettima is not Fulani, he's Kanuri.
Okay, fine. But he's from the north.
Okay.
Are you getting? If you check, Shettima have not been hero worshipping Tinubu. Okay. I hope you know that.
Okay.
He have not. Like all these people, like a weekend they come, on your mandate we stand. All those gara behavior and all that.
More like sycophancy and all of that, you know.
Have you seen Shettima displaying it? The answer is no. Like always patronizing Tinubu, heaping on deserved praises and all that, praising him, worshiping him, those things that make Tinubu's ego to be so bloated. Like when Tinubu sees he'll be vibe, he feel like dancing, going into a break dance, just to please Tinubu and all that. So Shettima is not given to all those things, and these are things Tinubu like. You see it. The people that he chalked out in Lagos State as the deputy, go and check what happened. It was in that of Madam Akerele Bokuno. Yes.
Up until this moment, they've not even met up. Because I heard the woman, say something that is not quite uncomplimentary about the president the other day.
Because he knew what happened. They were together. They wanted to come and honor Tinubu as an accountant. The Accountants Association of Lagos wanted to come and honor Tinubu then as the governor of Lagos State. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because one of them is not a governor, and they were so excited. Then the deputy now said, okay, let us see your certificate and find out, whether you are truly an accountant. That was it.
Okay, so that was the root cause of the...
That was it, Mr. Okoro. So he just like whatever he says, accept it, don't question him.
Okay.
If you
so apparently he's very uncomfortable with Shettima.
Okay, at the end of the day now, the truth has come out. Is that not true? That thing he's trying to hide has come out. Somebody like Atiku has brought out the real story. So that's why you cannot hide falsehood for too long.
Let's just veer off a bit. Maybe I'm missing something. What did Atiku bring out?
What?
You said that the true story is out, that Atiku has brought it out.
Yes, now when Atiku went to CSU,
okay.
So the same thing he quarreled with Madam Bokunov. Is that not what is haunting him up to today?
Okay.
Can he go away? He cannot go away because there are certain things you cannot hide, Mr. Okoro. No matter how long it takes, it will come up. Especially if you are joining Nigerian politics. The truth about you will come out. You can't hide it. So those things he quarreled with his deputies in Lagos is coming out. It's coming out because he's not playing at the National League. In Lagos State, they can cover things and make it, But in the national stage, these people from North, they don't send though. Okay. They say it as it is, and that's what is playing out today. Okay,
but Barrister, I would like for us to go back to the North. Now, do you think that the president can make it between dropping Shettima and using Jibrin Barau, between these two characters, who do you think has the more political clout, the more political weight, to deliver votes to the president in 2027? Recall that Shettima was governor of Borno State, and Borno happens to be one of the, very electoral value because they have millions of votes. Now, Kano, the same thing. But Barau, before he became deputy Senate president, was just a member of the House of Representatives. Does he have that clout? Isn't the president trying to shoot himself?
Like I told you, Tinubu is looking for a hero worshipper.
Okay.
Which Shettima did not give him.
Okay.
And now this guy is...
No. But I'm talking about who will help him win the election more between the two people.
The two of them are not.
Okay.
Two of them are featherweight when it comes to northern politics.
Okay.
The people that we are talking about, this coalition people now, is it not Erofai, Atiku, Kwakwanso? Did you hear any other name in that order? No. Shettima is a spent force in Borno because of his antecedents. Are you getting what I'm saying now? They may not like him because of his extremist inclination. You and I know what happened between him and Kabiru, Sokoto and all that.
Okay.
It's still fresh in our
mind. But Barrister, do you imagine a situation where the president chooses Professor Babagana Zulum as his running mate in 2027?
Somebody like that who is a performer, who is tried and tested, looks like it. Are you getting what I'm saying? That's why I told you that this thing are just mere speculation. By the time the chiefs are down, the northern caucus, the Buharis, maybe the Babangidas, because you have what Babangida said today, that they need a strong voice to represent northern interests. I hope you heard that. Babangida
yes,
said it, that they need a strong voice to represent northern interests. That means he's sending a message to Tinubu. So when the chiefs are done, they will tell him, look, this is the person that we think can do this. Like they gave him Shettima, they will give him another person now. And if Tinubu flouts it, he's on his own.
Okay. Now, let's not try to work for the president and suggest to him who should be his running mate. Now, let's get into coalition talks. The president yesterday described those groups working to displace him as internally displaced politicians. Let's look at them separately and holistically. Southwest, Arebo Shola, is a Man Friday some time ago. Works commissioner here in Lagos, Minister of Internal Affairs, Governor of Osun State, all propped up by the president. Now, if you go to the south, you have Rotimi Amechi, former governor of Rivers State, Minister for Transportation under Buhari for 8 years. He's been in politics since we got into the Fourth Republic. Now you go to the southeast, you have Peter Obi, former governor of Anambra State, you know, and presidential candidate of the Labour Party in 2023, who gave the APC and PDP a run for the votes in 2023. And you go to the North Central, you have David Mark, military governor, former Minister of Communication, Senate President. Then you go to the Northeast, you have Atiku Abubakar, you know, former Vice President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And in the Northwest, you have El-Rufai, Malam El-Rufai. These people are the people that the president described as politically displaced people internally. How much damage can they cause collectively and individually to TINUBU and APC in 2027? I would like for you to take each of them one by one and see how far the coalition can travel. If
we take them one by one, we need 2 hours to do that.
Okay, briefly.
Because they are all coming with
different.
Yes, and a whole lot.
Okay, we've already started.
Good. Now, have you asked yourself one single question? Why is it that TINUBU don't keep friends?
That he doesn't keep friends?
He doesn't. From Lagos here, all the governors he claimed to have put in place, all of them quarreled with him at the end of the day. Is that not true?
On the contrary, people believe that he's a man who keeps his friendship always in constant repair, that he knows how to oil the wheel of friendship.
I have just asked you a question now. Leave what people are saying.
Okay.
Practically, and visually, what are you seeing in Lagos State? Do you think that the people of Lagos State love TINUBU? If they love him, you wouldn't have lost to the Obi now. That one is a certain. So he doesn't keep friends. All the governors in Lagos State, since after him, they are not in good terms with him. Even the present one. Why do you think so? No, ask yourself that question. All the deputies, not in good time with him. The state assembly, not in good time with him. So TINUBU is not, it just is a media product. Because he has a media empire. So whenever they feel like they package him, and present him to us.
So when you say that he doesn't keep friends, are you making special reference to Rauf Aregbesola?
I said all of them. I'm coming. You say I just started from Lagos, where he started from.
Okay.
And I'm giving you that fact.
Okay.
Is that not a fact? It's a fact. So what is it about him that even Aregbesola, who was with him here, in fact, most of the money he made was from that man who was the Minister of Works, Commissioner of Works in Lagos State. It was because of that Fashola, when he took over from TINUBU, refused to have a Commissioner of Works. It was a disagreement between the two of them. Fashola never had Commissioner of Works because that was where they were stealing money in the name of constructing whatever. You're getting. So Aregbesola made the TINUBU in Lagos. That's why he now took him to Osun to become the governor and all that. But along the line, what happened? They fell apart.
Okay.
They fell apart. I would have loved to go into it, but it's long.
Okay.
Now,
that's why I said briefly. Let's interrogate this
good. Then
briefly.
Atiku was the person that saved the TINUBU and Lagos State. It's on record. When Obasanjo was moving like a hurricane in the entire southwest, it was Atiku that told Obasanjo, let's leave Lagos for TINUBU. Because I don't see how TINUBU would have survived an Obasanjo tsunami. It would have been impossible for him.
Okay.
But Atiku saved him. At the end of the day, what happened? What happened? You can see. Now, El-Rufai, of course, El-Rufai contributed a lot in making TINUBU. Even Ndume said it now. That El-Rufai worked for TINUBU. Is that not true?
Yes.
But because they brought a security report against El-Rufai, after taking him to National Assembly and they asked him to bow and go. Because of a mere security report, TINUBU now decided, and El-Rufai has a strong character, and TINUBU felt that this man, I may not be able to control him.
Okay, rein him in.
Yes, that is it.
And from what Ndume said, looks like the president actually stabbed El-Rufai at the back.
At the back, after asking him to go to National Assembly for clearance.
Embarrassed him more like.
Exactly. So, what is that security report that others don't have? Anyway, that's how God works. Then two, Amechi, of course, you know Amechi. He was a two-term Director General of Buhari's re-election.
Okay.
So he was bringing the cash from Rivers State. And he used it to work for Tinubu too, even though he was not there then. He worked for Tinubu using the whatever he had from the Minister of Transport. He was presiding over under Buhari. He used that goodwill to work for Tinubu. At the end of the day, what happened? Towards the end of even Buhari's regime, they have already declared Amechi persona non grata. You know, for whatever reason. I think
But he ran for presidency.
when he lost now, he now supported.
So do people expect, or do you expect the president to have embraced him when he ran against him and lost?
No, but when he failed,
Okay.
when he couldn't make it, he worked for Tinubu. That is a fact.
Okay.
Are you getting what I'm saying? He worked for him.
So you expect the president to have trusted him too, to bring him close?
Of course. Even Osibajo, whom he claimed he was his political godson and whatever, these are people he should have brought in.
Okay, Barrister, in all of this, more like you have explored the fact that sometimes, at sometimes, he had been good bedfellows with these people. Now, does this speak to political immaturity, or is it displaying a desperate sense of self-preservation if he now comes out to describe this is close friends as politically, internally displaced people?
Good, that you see, whenever I tell you something, Mr. Oko, just listen to me. I have always told you that Tinubu is not the master strategist he claimed to be. Because if he is, he wouldn't have offended these people, Mr. Okoro. He wouldn't. Seriously. These people would have been his best because they are political heavyweights in their own right today. You and I know that. Mention any other persons.
But a lot of people believe that the characters mentioned are not longer relevant in their zones. If you go to River State, you mention Amechi's name, people will say no. If you talk about David Mark in the North Central, Benue State, people will disregard him. And Atiku is already having problems in Adamawa, Taraba. So is it Rauf Areboshola in Osun in Southwest? So if you put all of these things together.
I am telling you that today, these people that are coaliting together, they are the best you can get. Apart from them, mention any other coalition that is more prominent now. Mention. No, tell me, any other coalition that is prominent. So for these people to come together, they have, one of them said that Tinubu may not know what will hit him in 2027. That was El-Rufai, Abi. Yes, he said he does not know what is coming for him. That means they have a war chest. I just told you now, El-Rufai and his fellow Northerners have been able to, get the North against Tinubu. Is that not a fact? As I'm talking to you, it wasn't not somebody that influenced the North to take that position against Tinubu. Who was that person? El-Rufai was the arrowhead. You knew when he was going to Buhari, talking and all that. You think it's for nothing. They have taken a position and somebody played a role. And that person cannot be far from El-Rufai, who contributed immensely to the emergence of Tinubu and all that. So why would you offend such a people and you claim to be a master?
But Barrister, the president is not alone in dismissing the coalition. Even people like Hakim Baba Ahmed, who obviously is also against the president, has said that, look, these people that are congregating don't even have an idea of what they want to do. Does it look like the president is right when he tells Nigerians not to take these people seriously?
In fact, that word, political IDP, is the worst word you can use.
Is it an insult?
In fact, it's more than an insult because you are using the deprivation of your countrymen and women as a mockery. Are you happy that under your watch you have IDPs? Tell me that you are now using it as a political weapon. No, look at it yourself now. It's like you see somebody that is down and you are mocking him. You are using him in a derogatory manner under your watch. Please, should we have IDP camp today in Nigeria when we are not at war? When there is no natural disaster? And now Tinubu is using it. By the way, who brought the IDP? Was it not his incompetence when he could not protect lives and property? No, look at it yourself.
Barrister, does the president come across to you as somebody who is jittery?
He's more than jittery. He's more than, and he doesn't even know how to do. He's not coherent.
Why will he be jittery?
Because the people that are coming against him, they are not riffraff. So
he went to Nasarawa State and said that the governor Sule is doing well because Ebola Ahmed Tinubu is doing well.
What do you expect?
You know, his handlers are saying that look, the economy is doing well. Foreign reserves increasing.
Yes.
Inflation taking a nosedive.
So
infrastructure development here and there. Is it that Nigerians don't see these things or what? So why should the president be jittery?
Who will say that his mother's soup is not sweet? Have you ever seen the person? He will always praise himself, but what is that thing on the ground? Meanwhile, the same person that is praising himself will come out and apologize to Nigeria. I know things are hard, but don't worry.
No, but if things are hard, it doesn't mean that things can improve. Barrister, he just brought in 2,000 tractors for farmers.
From his
Isn't
friend,
that a feat?
From his friend, Abi.
Does it really matter? But the tractors are here.
Are you serious?
I'm just saying.
Let him put it to work now with these terrorists around. Let those tractors be put to work and see whether they will not.
Terrorists, they say they have killed about 133,000 terrorists since they assumed office.
Yes, it's true. Where are they? Where are their corpses? Have you seen anyone? Ms. Okoro, have you seen the military and president parade anybody? Is it not out of shame that they started arresting people in Benue after Tinubu left and after he asked them, have you not made any arrests? And they now went to work and was picking everybody here and there and was telling them they have arrested so and so on. Where are they? If they have arrested people, that young man, that Fulani young man that was threatening fire and brimstone on social media, I was thinking that he should be the first person they will pick because he said that the next time they are coming, it will be worse than the 200 people they killed. Did you not see it? Did anybody pick that man? No. So what are you telling me? If they are doing something, my dear, this thing would have reduced drastically. In fact,
but the president says that he sees farmers on TV going to farm in all parts of the north. So does it look like he's not getting the correct information?
Well,
you heard him say it the other day that I see it and watch on TV. I see farmers going back to farms, walking peacefully,
exactly.
Unmolested, not harassed by anybody.
So this one that are killing soldiers in their barracks, imagine what they will do to farmers if they get hold of them. Are you not sure that farmers pay what's it called, access fee to access their farm? No, are you not aware?
Barrister, does it look like the president is misinformed? Does it look like he's misinformed?
No. He's weak. That is just how he's weak. Because when he went to a Benue, he exposed himself as a weak president. I'm not joking.
How?
Yes. After all the speeches, he didn't call out to these people, even though security details have told him these are the people causing this problem. The Totiv told him these are the people. Yes, the Tinubu could not mention their name or call them out and even warn or threaten them. He couldn't. That he was telling the chief of defense staff, a man who has no troop, no power, you are telling him to go and have you not made any arrest? Chief of defense staff is just an administrative head. He don't have any troop. The real person who's supposed to take that question or that question is chief of army staff. And you're asking chief of defense staff, have you not made it? How can he? He's not the one in the field. And so after all these things, even since Tinubu came into office, have you heard when Tinubu made a speech and warned those who are causing these killings that they should be careful or not? Have you ever heard it? Please tell me.
Okay, all right.
But when something happened in the south, you saw how he was threatening IPOB. You heard it.
Okay.
So all these things will tell you that Tinubu is afraid of some people, and that demonstrates his weakness. It's as simple as that.
So
yes.
Who are those people? Can you let us into?
Of course, the Fulani herdsmen. Who else? The killing, we call it farmer header class. That was why the Totif got angry and said no. No, it's not
do you think that is why these things persist? Because I mean, for the 8 years of the former president,
exactly, because
Nigeria was enveloped.
Yes, it was when you diagnose a problem, then you now prefer a treatment that is commensurate with that problem. Is that not true? The first thing you do when you go to hospital is for what? For you to go for tests. The doctor will say, go and check, go and run a test on so and so. They'll give you the paper. You go to the medical lab. They will run a test and see whether that is the problem you have. Then they will give you that.
So you think that this will continue for
of course, until somebody is bold enough to call a name. I've said it here before. Until you call a spade, this thing will not go away. So Buhari and Tinubu, I don't know the covenant they have with the terrorists, that they are afraid of them, or they don't want to call them, or they don't want to face them frontally. It's on record. The proof is there. How can you see you can't call them out and threaten them and warn them? Say, look, you have done enough hard work. Anytime you threaten them like a president, yes, he couldn't do that. So how can you solve the problem now? When you make a general statement, insecurity, somebody is causing it, call that person out, so that you will know that yes, people now know him. But when you begin to pamper them, when you begin to treat them with kid gloves, they will continue with what they are doing.
All right, Barrister, former Senate Chief Whip Ali Ndume has opened the window into relationships that were good before but went awry at a point, like George said. Now you listen to all that he
Another
said.
Person,
now,
yeah.
these politicians, aren't they just self-serving? How can they convince Nigerians that they mean well for them if the only thing they think about is self? Amechi was edged out, he's angry. El-Rufai was edged out, he's angry. This sort of Arabeshola was edged out, in Osun State, he's angry. So when they are congregating, are they congregating for Nigerians or for themselves? How seriously should we take them? How serious should we take them?
It is said that the one thing that is very constant in life is change.
Okay.
Okay,
which the kind of change that we have now?
Yes.
APC change.
Yes. They
Okay.
will not, look, when something does not have a sincere purpose, it will not be sustained now. They came in as strange bedfellows, and they are falling apart. Thanks to the way God does his things. When people who are of different ideology and different opinion come together for an evil purpose, you will see that they will not sustain their relationship. It will backfire, it will boomerang, it will collapse. That's what happened. So I am not surprised though, because from time immemorial it has been like that. Those who supported you today are knowing fully well that you represent an evil motive, you present an evil mission. They are the same people that will say, I'm tired of
Barrister,
this. I want out.
All these people that are out now, who were possibly forced out by the president, if they were in...
Some of them choose to leave, you didn't force them out.
I mean, well, Nigerians can you think of any of them that just...
left, the other man that...
Okay, but I'm talking about the people that are coalition now.
What's it called? El-Rufai left. They didn't force him.
El-Rufai was forced out because if he made it to the cabinet, do you think he'll be part of this coalition?
If he wanted to, there are things he would have done to come in. I'm not joking. All he needed is to talk to Buhari, and Buhari will drop a word for Buhari.
So, but do you think that Buhari listens to, or Tinubu listens to Buhari? The man that didn't want him to succeed him?
Who told you that?
The Buhari that didn't want Tinubu to succeed him, how will he listen to him?
Look, Mr. Okoro. If Tinubu is not afraid of Buhari, he would have called him out indirectly because of all the infractions Buhari committed in office, which you and I know. Check. Since Buhari left office, have you seen one particular place where Tinubu or his spokespersons, the Bayo Ononoga, mentioned Buhari in a very bad light? Whenever they said they inherited a bad economy, have they mentioned the Buhari's name there?
And that is inheritance they talk about.
Who did they inherit it from?
From Buhari, of course.
Have you heard when they say Buhari did this or that?
It's obvious now. Should I mention his name?
Call him out now to show that means they are afraid of him. They are afraid of him.
If Buhari and El-Rufai are so closely knit as you suggest now, wouldn't Tinubu have felt that, look, this man might just be a mole in this government. I will be feeding Buhari with what he shouldn't know. Don't you think so?
It is not enough. It is not enough. There is a way. After these other people, you mean they are not deferring to Buhari? Let Buhari tell them something to them, let them refuse. All of them.
You seem to credit Buhari with a lot of weight, political weight in the north. Is it still that relevant in the north?
My brother, the fear of Buhari is the beginning of wisdom, especially in the north today.
Really?
Quote me, no other person. No other political leader in the north command the type of respect Buhari commands. Even with all he did in office, they still defer to him. I'm not joking. They still defer to him. I said, have you heard where Buhari has been cast in a bad light by any northerner or this administration? If Tinubu and his people don't like, they would have been calling out his name in all the paper every day, telling us all the bad thing he did. What do you think is stalling Emefiele's case? It's because of Buhari. It's because of Buhari. That's the truth. But they know when they hit Emefiele and put him in jail, he will start singing like a lady, and you mention Buhari's name. That's the truth. The money he misused in CBN, Tinubu had paid it without asking, what did he do with this money? About 30-something trillion naira.
Okay.
Is that not true? So he's afraid of Buhari. He knows.
All right, Barrister. Now, Ali Ndume, you heard him. He described the president's team as being made up of kleptocrats. You know, who is different amongst them? Because Ali Ndume also said, look, when senators are talking about getting 500 million naira constituency allowance, I get 1 billion naira. And in fact, he suggested that, look, until you take away from the national coffers up to 1 trillion naira, the anti-graft agencies shouldn't come after you.
Exactly.
Is it the portal? Is it Kurt calling portal black and all of that?
As at that time, he was talking. He was eating now.
Okay.
Now they are falling apart. Look, I'm not even bothered with all this because nobody is a saint under the sun. Okay. God said, "All have sinned and come short of the glory." I even like it when they fall apart so that they will tell me what they were cooking inside that room. It's always good for them to fall apart. If they didn't, will you hear much of the thing you are hearing today? No, tell me. That is not an issue. Political disagreement is common everywhere in the world. Donald Trump is even having his own fair share of it in the US today. It doesn't matter. As long as the motive is bad, it cannot be sustained. That is where I look at it. They came in with ulterior motives, and now those ulterior motives cannot be sustained, and they are falling apart. So why should I be surprised? It's good for the politics so that they will tell us what they were cooking in the kitchen that got the house burnt. It's not even good when they unite like that and be laughing. Let them disagree. Let them disagree.
Barrister, they are disagreeing with our Commonwealth. So how do we hold them to account? What have we done with all the information available to us?
It is helping us now to know the true Tinubu. So that tomorrow he not come and tell us that he's a Democrat. He fought for democracy. Can't you get it? All this deceit now has been exposed. Tinubu is not what they claim he is. That's the truth. All these things that are going on now, is it not because Tinubu has been exposed for who he truly is? He's very weak. He's not a Democrat. And he doesn't even have what it takes to run a government. Everything about him is being packaged. He doesn't know the jack about administration. So how could he have built Lagos when he doesn't know how to manage an economy? Is that not a revelation that everybody can now see? Can't you see it? It's good. So that whenever he comes to talk, I will say, please, we have seen enough of you.
But Barrister, what do you think will happen in 2027? In terms of the intensity of the elections, do you think Nigerians are eagerly waiting for 2027 to do something different from what they did in 2023?
Of course, because what they are seeing now, they never thought of it.
So who is driving it? That is the problem and a lot of people have. Nobody seems to be driving the process.
No, don't worry. I said, let us enter 2026. Things will change. Things will take shape. Just wait. Let us enter 2027 when they must have finished their conventions and then elected their officers and all that. Then you cannot see the direction each person is going. We cannot sit down here and condemn any party or anybody now. No. Until they finish their convention and we enter 2026, they now know whether APC will remain in peace. Already, the local government election in Lagos, the heat is still
okay, it's coming up in July 12th.
So it's still so by the time that one comes up and goes, you will now know whether there is a unity in Lagos State that Tinubu has claimed to be his personal property.
Okay, so you think that the Lagos State local government elections will be revealing, it will be telling of what we will see in 2027?
Of course.
But what we have seen in Edo and in Ondo clearly shows that, look, APC is still on top of the game.
Don't worry yourself. It's not enough to say that they're on top of the game. How are they on top of the game? If you get A9 in all your subjects, I mean A1.
Okpobolo said he was going to deliver 2.5 million votes to the president.
How many votes did he get when he contested? That he will not give Tinubu to... All those things are political.
Maybe he has a magic.
No, all those things are, you know it's not possible, you know. All those things are political talk. You just said it just to boost the ego of Tinubu. Because he made you to...
And you think the president likes that?
That's it. Yes, now when you say, yes, that's my boy, keep it up. Meanwhile, he cannot deliver such votes. He can't. With this lackluster performance in Edo, he can't.
All right.
Will still with the PDP.
Okay.
They have not forgiven him for going into APs. They have not.
Okay. All right, then, Barrister, I've just been informed by the producer that the director that our time is up. Well, this would be a good place to anchor this conversation. We've been speaking with Barrister Darlington Agomo, a lawyer and VOP in-house analyst. Barrister, thank you very much. We always appreciate your presence on Political Lens.
It's my pleasure.
All right. I hope we can do this again next week.
Is that for you?
All right. Thank you very much, sir. Now, on behalf of the backroom staff, Technical Director Victor Igris, Bass Manager Ikechukwu Ezema, the Sound Engineer Paul Anebi, and Ingest Manager Alex Scott, I am Chukwuma Okoro. Up next is Issues with Jerry Apollo High. Stay with us and don't go away.